Okay, next video for today we're gonna watch is top 20 most hated games on Steam. I love that the day before is the picture of this Mojo. No way. Why is Overwatch there? Maybe because Overwatch on Steam.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the lowest rated and most widely criticized games on Steam.
That's a game?
Quick, go.
What does it mean?
It means without a doubt.
Number 20, The Day Before.
Oh,
Of course,
by the way,
man. It's not even a...
welcome to Woodbury.
Why is it still
I think
there?
This is the first time we've ever seen you here.
Few video games are as truly disastrous as The Day Before. Controversy followed this
Do you think there is one person in the world who likes this game? Who thinks that's an amazing game?
apocalyptic shooter from the very beginning. Whether it was widespread trademark disputes,
No.
reports of plagiarism, allegations of being a scam, or Fantastic's use of unpaid labor,
Yeah,
it
it
seemed
was a
like The
scam.
Day Before was destined for failure.
There's
We
always
just didn't know
one.
how
Oh
bad
my
it would
god,
be.
I want to meet that person.
Upon release,
Oh
fans
my
discovered that this
God.
was not an MMO, but an extraction shooter, and a really, really bad one at that. Full of game-breaking technical issues, it received overwhelmingly negative reviews on Steam and was pulled from the market shortly after release. No question asked, refunds were issued to everyone who bought the game, and
Terrible
Fantastic went out
game.
of business. Talk about
Thank God I was
apocalyptic.
never excited about it. Maybe at a clip or a trailer I watched.
Number 19, Mirror 2, Project X.
Why is that going into her boob?
Some games are hated for being technical disasters, some are hated due to poor marketing and misrepresentation, and some are hated for being inferior sequels to widely loved originals. That's a polite way of saying
Do they
that Mirror
grow?
2 did not live up to expectations.
I mean, to be honest, that's what they should have done. And if they don't grow, then they missed a huge opportunity. This game would not be the most hated game on Steam if they grew.
大丈夫。まだ知り合ったばかりだものね。
The first Mirror contained a lot of not safe for work content, and fans were expecting more of the same when it came to Mirror 2 Project X. But the game removed all 18+ content, resulting in mostly negative reviews on Steam.
You don't do that. You don't remove 18+ content on a game where all magic goes into boobs. Know your audience, okay? Like,
The top reviews
please.
speak for itself. They took an adult game, made a sequel that's better in every way, but then they removed all nudity? What's the point?
Exactly, what's the point?
Number 18, Kinetic Void. Gamers have been clamoring for a good space simulator. Can you imagine the possibilities of constructing your own ship and then flying through the cosmos, exploring all
Yes,
the planets,
there is a new
asteroids,
game
and
for
stars that fill
that.
the void? Yeah, well, Kinetic Void certainly
Starfield?
wasn't that game. It has overwhelmingly negative reviews on Steam, with most complaining about the unfinished and generally broken nature of the game. Many people argue that it was abandoned by the developers, and what is there is mostly unplayable and needlessly complex. It's a tale as old as time. A small team harbors big ambitions but doesn't have the money or the manpower to make them a reality.
Why do you even start a project like that? Like, the thing is that I say if you're a small company, do an indie type of game and don't go overboard with, you know, like expenses and stuff like that. Because then you accidentally hit the bottom and then you're stuck there in between and you lose it all.
Number 17, The Graveyard. The description of The
Bro,
Graveyard
that's
speaks for
scary.
itself. You walk around, sit on a bench, and listen to a song. It's more like an explorable painting than an actual game. If that sounds fun to you, then have at it. For many, walking around sitting on a bench and listening to a song does not make for a good gaming experience, even for the low price of $5. Some people have expressed their enjoyment of the game and praised the developer's artistic ambitions. Others hate its lack of gameplay. Steam user Storm has one of the top-rated reviews,
$5
writing,
just for these
"Watch
two
the video
frames
instead.
is-
That's the whole game."
Yeah,
that
like,
about
no.
sums it up.
That's not fair. She passed away. The bad ending.
Number 16, Ariel's Chasm.
Didn't this come out in
A truly bizarre game,
1994?
Ariel's Chasm is supposedly meant to be a commentary on religion, but we certainly wouldn't get that from playing the game. Not only does it make little sense, but it's also terribly designed from a physical standpoint, resulting in many headaches and rubbed eyes. What does that text say? We don't know. It's impossible to read thanks to the horrid
Beyond me
neon
is the
color.
garden you
Hopefully it
have
wasn't important.
dreamt you will
Frankly, it's hard to
find.
describe this game, as its cheap and amateurish design defies
I don't know, I
explanation.
like it.
But man, those Steam reviews sure are funny. Number 15, Roller Coaster Tycoon World.
Isn't this the one that that streamer played? #1 streamer on Twitch, what's his name?
Back in 1999, Hasbro
I
Interactive
forgot
released
his
Roller
name.
Coaster Tycoon, a simulation game in which
XQC.
players construct their own amusement parks. The original PC release received rave reviews and sold well, resulting in numerous sequels and spin-offs. Fast forward to November 2016, when Atari released the 4th installment, Roller Coaster Tycoon World.
Not my type of game, but
The game did a great disservice to the
Don't look
legacy of the
that
series
bad.
and received mostly negative reviews on Steam. Many criticized the game's lackluster performance and unintuitive gameplay.
I mean, people who
Whatever
are
the
into such
criticism,
games know,
it was
like,
widely agreed that Roller Coaster Tycoon World was the worst entry in the franchise.
oh shit. Yay,
Number
keep
14,
playing.
Identity.
Exit.
Identity is an MMORPG that's unlike any other you've ever.
I'm so over these videos where they explain their game and they talk and talk. It's like the best MMORPG, like no other. You have never seen these things, you know, blah, blah, blah.
It's not based on levels or skill progression. It's based on you, your character, and what you want to do with it.
Made by Asylum Entertainment, Identity promises a new breed of massively multiplayer online role-playing game. The trailer boasts things like the most robust housing system in MMO gaming history and a highly interactive and evolving world. Sounds awesome, right? The kind of game that will completely redefine the industry. Well,
Oh my
judging
God.
by the Steam reviews, it is absolutely not that.
They're armed. I need backup.
It's a cop.
Hey, at
No,
least you can
this
shoot
was
them
yet
and kill
another
them.
failed Kickstarter campaign that drained hopeful gamers
No
of their money
shit.
and delivered what amounts to an unfinished and grossly unrefined tech demo. Many reviewers call it a scam, claiming that they were ripped off and stolen of their hard-earned cash.
Another scam. You know, it's true by how excited he is. Yeah, he sounded so excited. This is an MMORPG like no other, where the people can do whatever they want, anything they can imagine. Identity.
Number 13, NBA
Before the day
2K24.
before.
Did you ever see any of that?
You know what, BA? The refs
I don't
are human
know.
too.
For
Yes,
me,
I
every
did say
NBA
that.
game looks the
The
same.
NBA 2K series has
I'm
been
not a,
going
like,
strong
a
since
sport gamer.
1999, but recent
FIFA
entries have become
or
increasingly
NBA.
unreliable. Elements like
It's always
aggressive
the same
microtransactions, dated gameplay, and game-breaking
Just
technical issues
reskinned.
have marred newer installments.
A bit better
but
graphics and
2K24
that's it.
has to be the nadir. It has to be. Surely it can't get any worse than this.
So you only need to show flashes right now.
Coach, I'm trying to show my full potential.
The game has received overwhelmingly negative reviews on Steam, mostly owing to the same old problems. Constant crashing, no proper story, glitches and bugs galore, a barren online community, it's all there. The problems are further confounded by the fact that the PC
The biggest issue in games like this is connections. You know, like if you are playing a sport game like this and it's highly for the performance and stuff, and you know that servers are laggy and whatnot, it costs you the game. It's not you, it's the game, it's the servers. That's mean. Oh, if you even add
port is a
microtransactions
technically
to it,
inferior
you know.
product to the next-gen console
Oh, that's
release.
even
It's a
worse.
disaster on all fronts.
It's always about us. Always. Thank you. Next question.
Number 12, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Graves is in the HQ.
Do you still play it, guys?
Keep pushing up.
It's like I have been on a yearly basis playing Call of Duty. Every new Call of Duty comes out, I play it. I even stream the story mode because I love doing the story mode. And this was the first one that I skipped. And for good reasons, that is. I heard the worst and I was like, okay, no, I'm skipping this one.
The Call of Duty machine just keeps on chugging. A sequel to the 2019 reboot and sharing the same name with the 2009 game,
I'm done
the
giving them
existence of
my
Modern
money, to
Warfare
be
2
honest,
is
for
not
the
only
same game
confusing,
just
it's
reskinned.
controversial. The game sold incredibly well, being the best-selling video game of 2022 and the fastest Call of Duty game to gross $1 billion. But the players weren't having it, judging by the overwhelmingly negative reviews on Steam.
And that is like the problem. The problem is that people keep buying these games. The problem is that they will never change their ways and they will never try to be better because you keep buying these games, you guys. You keep giving them your money. Yeah, I only like multiplayer with my friends because it's like
All the usual
really
criticisms are
fast-paced.
here, including the blatant use of microtransactions and decade-old gameplay mechanics. This hurt even more coming off the 2019 reboot, which was very well received by
Danny.
critics and players alike. Modern Warfare 2 was a huge regression, symbolizing everything that is wrong with the franchise. Number 11, Overwatch 2.
But why? It's not a bad game. I mean, it's the same game like Overwatch 1, but Overwatch 1 is a good game.
Oh, Overwatch,
Not
what
perfect.
happened? The
I don't
original game was a
know.
huge success, receiving
Yeah.
universal praise, launching the Overwatch
God, I wanna
League
play
and
Overwatch
grossing
again.
over $1 billion in its
I
first year
wanna be
alone.
Junkrat.
Then came the sequel. With overwhelmingly negative reviews, the problems were numerous. The aggressive monetization received backlash, as did the inclusion of a controversial Battle Pass system. Further backlash came in May 2023, and Blizzard announced that they were scrapping the promised and advertised player versus environment elements. Finally,
Yeah.
a good chunk of the negative reviews came from China,
See,
where they
like,
are
the
unable to
biggest
play on
thing
local
about Overwatch, in my opinion, Overwatch 2 is that it was Overwatch 1.1. It was just an update, but they did oversell it and they did promise us a lot of things, and then they just took our money, you know, and then it became free to play. And then there was no story, and then nothing changed. They just brought a couple of new characters. Like, couldn't you just update or have a DLC or whatever for your original game? They oversold it, and then they had so many problems in Blizzard, and they had to deal with all of that. And I feel like so many OG people who worked on Overwatch are gone now, and they're trying to scrap whatever and bring us something. I'm not gonna say something else because it's the same shit. But yeah,
servers owing to a
unfortunately,
business disagreement between Blizzard and
we didn't
NetEase.
get what we
Within just
wanted.
48 hours,
Hopefully one
Overwatch 2
day.
became the worst
Because I
rated
still
game
believe
in
that
Steam's history.
it could be good if they added what they wanted originally to add. Overwhelmingly negative.
Number 10,
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors 9.
Damn. That feels
Fans and critics
satisfying.
frequently butt heads when it comes to judging each new Dynasty Warriors game. Critics take issue with the repetitive combat of the series, while fans seem to really enjoy it. However, this was the game that both parties could agree was simply the worst.
I hear you have the gall to call
When
yourself
everyone
a
agrees,
relative of
even the
Emperor.
fans.
Is that right?
Dynasty Warriors 9 attempted to integrate an open-world design, but seemingly forgot to make the game, you know, fun. The world felt empty, and the game was littered with bugs and glitches. Even the bad voice acting couldn't redeem the game, coming off as less campy and more trying too hard to be bad.
You still think we're lying? Why not ask
Dude,
the soldiers on the front
This is the worst you can do. Like, don't bring English voice acting into games like this if you don't have a good English voice acting. Stick with Japanese. We don't know Japanese, and always Japanese sounds awesome.
line?
Number
You
9,
know, like,
Spacebase
just do it.
DF-9.
That's my type of game,
Of all
but it
developers,
doesn't look
we
bad.
never expect Double Fine Productions to make
It
it
has
on a
its
list like
own,
this.
you know, charming.
Spacebase DF-9 was a simulator game that tasked players with maintaining an environment to keep inhabitants happy and protected
Oh, it's
from alien
Chinese.
invaders.
Even
So,
Chinese.
how
Chinese
did
in
a simple
Asian.
game
That's
such
what I
as this
meant.
become
Like,
one of the most
Japanese,
hated
Chinese.
games
Like,
on
it
Steam?
always sounds good. For us who don't know the language. Dude, I love the design. It's
In
a bit
addition
like
to stupid AI and
cyberpunk.
severe lack of polish, Double Fine had taken the game out of early access because of poor sales.
Yeah.
After its official launch, Double Fine would cease support for the game and release the source code for players. Basically, they gave us a broken, buggy game and called it quits.
Welcome back. Wolfie. it's a cool
8,
music.
Gasp.
You need to meet up with the others before your O2 runs low. Your HUD should
Free
be
to
live
play.
and tracking the GPS
People
signal of the
complain
other
about a
members.
free-to-play
Hey,
game.
look, it's a free game.
Yeah.
Your goal is to meet other players before you run out of oxygen or
Why?
get hit by too many asteroids. If you manage to successfully hold forward for the entire 10-minute journey, then yay, you won, and the game just ends.
That's it.
Despite having a simple goal, it still manages to be a terrible game in its awkwardly placed invisible walls and appalling physics.
That's the
It may be
game.
a free game, but we want a refund for our time wasted on this game.
Nah. So boring. But at least it's free, you know.
Number 7, Command & Conquer 4, Tiberian Twilight.
Dude, is it glitching? What?
Honestly,
Oh my
it's
god,
not
the
surprising to see an
glitching.
EA game on this list. Tiberian Twilight has long been considered the
EA
death of the
game.
Command & Conquer series.
Aw.
It's a fitting reputation considering Tiberian Twilight's mediocre quality. The worst part about it is that the game demands you to maintain an online connection even for modes that don't contain any online features. Should your connection be lost at any point, any progress made is lost. This was the game's DRM policy, and it frustrated many players.
Oh my god, the lagging is unbelievable.
Number 6, Infestation Survivor Stories, aka The War Z.
Oh my god. And they took
Infestation
Requiem of
Survivor
a
Stories,
Dream as a
formerly known
voice,
The
as
War
a
Z,
song.
is practically a complete
Like,
ripoff
you
of its
don't
more
do
successful
that,
influence,
brother.
the Arma 2 mod that became DayZ. The game was an
The
absolute
most
mess,
epic
from frequent
sound on
glitches,
your
loads
game.
of
You
bugs,
just doomed
and terrible
yourself
graphics.
from the start. Even the zombie doesn't know his own voice. It's like, should I go? Should I go? Should I go?
To this day, the developers are no longer supporting the game, and the forums have been shut down. You can't
Oh,
even
man,
purchase
terrible.
the game. But if you really want your fix, you can try Infestation the New Z, which features all of the same bugs as its predecessor and includes a battle
Look how
royale.
he's running. What is going on?
Number 5, Day 1, Gary's
Jeez.
Incident.
Gary's incident. Oh no, poor Gary. What happened on day 2?
They say that any kind of publicity is good publicity. However, this
Sure.
isn't always the case, and what happened with Day
Oh
1
my God,
Gary's
please,
Incident
the camera,
is a prime
what
example.
the
When the late
fudge?
John Bain, aka Total Biscuit, reviewed the game, he criticized
Poor
the many
Gary.
flaws of the game, showing various bugs and design choices that made no sense.
It's like Far Cry, huh?
Developer Wild Game Studios made copyright claims on his video, which led to further criticism. Needless to say, things got worse for the devs with player backlash, and eventually, the game was pulled from the store. Good riddance.
Day 2, he uninstalled it. What's that in
Number
the
4,
middle?
Game Tycoon 1.5.
Oh my god, when did this come out? This looks like these old games, man.
Got a
Back
spare
in the
dollar laying around?
90s.
Well, you might want to spend it on something better than Game Tycoon 1.5.
When you would click on stuff
As
in
you
a
work on building your
room.
own video game company,
Oh
you'll
my
encounter a large
God.
variety of bugs and glitches
I
such
love
as audio
those.
loops, unresponsive controls, and frequent crashing. It's just one massive headache of a game, from the poorly explained tutorial section to the slow animations. 2 years later, it somehow managed to spawn a sequel, and yet the reviews were just as scathing as its predecessor.
Why would you make another one? What's wrong with
Number
you?
3, Airport Simulator 2014.
Why? Like, Microsoft already has Flying Simulator, like, you cannot compete. Why even try?
Simulators are starting to become a dime a
The
dozen on
music.
Steam. However, only a small handful are worth your time, and Airport Simulator 2014 is not one of those. Users have noted a wide variety of issues that plague the title. Where do we even begin?
It's like a commercial music, man.
Graphics look outdated, the gameplay is dull,
I use adult diapers every day, and you should do it too.
frequent crashes, and the game is covered in more bugs than a dead pigeon. In short, it's a total scam. Even for a game that costs $10, it's not even worth clicking on.
Actually sounds like 80s sitcom intro, yeah, like
Number 2,
Full House,
Flatout 3,
Airport
Chaos
Edition.
and Destruction. We're always happy to welcome destructive racing games since we don't get enough of those anymore. Although, this is not what we were looking for. Flatout 3 Chaos and Destruction has some of the worst controls in a racing game, and its poor optimization causes the game to lag with almost every input, even at the main menu.
Flat out trash.
What's worse is the
Jeez,
wonky and
poor-
unrealistic
poor
physics engine.
farmer.
Crashing into cars feels like watching cardboard
Losing his
boxes smack
plans
against
there.
each other. With the first two Flatout games holding some level of quality, how did the third manage to be such a monumental waste of money?
Hi, Eddie.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get
Subscribe
notified
for
about our
more.
latest videos. You have the
Subscribe.
option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Slaughtering Grounds.
So it's the worst one? What do you mean? That's fun. Like, look,
Ladies and
blood
gentlemen,
everywhere.
what you are looking at was the most notorious game to ever hit Steam Store. The Slaughtering Grounds was the first game released by the infamous James and Robert Romine, aka Digital Homicide. This boring zombie shooter featured extremely poor graphics, irritating music
Looks
loops,
fun.
and a hefty amount
I
of
don't know
asset
why you're
flipping.
complaining. Cool music.
Oh, and if you type in blood splatter on Google Images, you can easily find which images were used in the game. The reason you can't
Coming soon.
get the game anymore is because Digital Homicide tried to sue 100 Steam users for
That's the
personal
most
injury. Valve
anticlimactic
proceeded to
death
remove
in a
all
video
of their
game
games from the
ever.
store. Did we miss your least favorite Steam game? Let us know in the comments.
All right, then.
Sound.
See you later.
See you later.
Take care of your
Thank you for this
In the
video.
mood
That
for
was
more
fun.
awesome
Thanks,
gaming content?
brother.
Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.